Welcome back, readers and writers. If you're new, welcome. I am Crystal A. Smith, a writer and poet, and this week I am celebrating 500 consecutive days of writing. I call this my writing streak, but it is a very important part of my process. This all started because I was having a really hard time. Back in 2022, the end of 2022, December, I found out I had a severe infection and it was rapidly becoming septic. And I had about 24 hours to live. That is what the doctors told me as they were wheeling me into surgery. So, very thankful to be alive. Had those two emergency surgeries, spent a week in the hospital, got some care and some information, and you would think things would instantly look up, but I had a long road ahead of me and things were very difficult. After I got out of the hospital, I had to wear what is called a wound vac for several months. I could not work. I could not move hardly. I could walk, but upper body mobility was really limited, and it was scary. I had nurses coming into my home like 3 days a week, for several months, and it was scary. It was very scary, and in that time, my mental health absolutely tanked. I was trying to be positive and upbeat, but I was worried about everything, about living, working, being able to pay my bills, all of that. Luckily, I had some great friends, come and help me out. A friend set up a GoFundMe for me, and things got a little bit better. My creativity was still nowhere to be found, which is to be expected, but it was really sad. Something that you love and something that you do really helps you live, to the fullest, live your best life. So that was a really rough time. 2023 pretty much was a blur of me just trying to, stay afloat, maintain, and do what I could, do what I could. Um, 2024 is pretty much where things started to turn around, which I'm so thankful for. March 25th, I was tired of not being able to create anything. The problem was that I was still in a lot of pain. My wound had fully closed, but all the scar tissue just hindered my movement, hindered my ability to like sit up for long, stretches of time. And that's pretty much what writers and creatives and artists do, right? We have to be upright. So I thought, well, let me see what I can do. And it turns out I had enough energy for a couple of stretches to sit and write about two sentences at a time. And that is what became my practice. Two sentences every day at a time. It doesn't seem like a lot, but word after word after word becomes a story. So those two sentences that I started with slowly became a short story. And then that short story turned into another short story, which I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. And after that, those two sentences became, a little bit more, a paragraph, a page, a couple of pages. And that really kept me going. From March 2024 to about November, I completed several short stories, and then I finished a novel. That's how Sheila on the Mend came to be about. And it really proved that even on your worst days, you can do a little bit here, a little bit there. And it really helped me hone in on a practice that would sustain me. I never used to be a write every day kind of person. um, I would write in between, classes, after work, before work, whenever. But when I thought maybe that was going to be taken away from me, or I wouldn't be able to do it the way I used to, I had to think of a way that I could, and that was two sentences. So whenever you're having a hard time, think about that. If it means 10 minutes a day, you know, an hour on Saturday, first thing in the morning, whatever it is, make it your practice. Make it something that you can always honor and come back to. It will make a world of difference for you. Every word, every sentence, every paragraph is progress. So remember that. If you would like to help me celebrate my 500th day of writing, check out my work. I will leave links down below. You can join my newsletter to see what I'm up to, and subscribe and share. I would appreciate it. Thanks. I will see you next time.